Up until about 20 seconds ago, this car didn't run. I had this funny skit planned out how I was gonna be like, oh no, my Volvo broke. Let's LS swap it and fix it. We went to film the scene where I just cranked it endlessly until I figured out that it was broken, and then it started. That's how you know you got a Volvo. It just randomly fixes itself. Anyway guys, welcome to the new build. We've got a mint condition LS6 and T56, a variety of turbochargers, and a shitty old Volvo station wagon. And we are gonna be combining all those ingredients to make my fastest build yet. Now I don't want you guys thinking that this is gonna be any old LS swap, because it's not gonna be. We are gonna be turning this thing into a sleeper. And not just a normal sleeper, but the ultimate sleeper. Now, I don't want to give away all my secrets, but I promise you guys that when this thing is finished, there will be literally no way to tell that this is a 600 horsepower turbo LS car until you get walked by it. Now, I actually bought this car for this project almost a year ago. And I daily drove it for a while, but then, like I said, it broke and it just sat around until this is happening. Let me tell you why this is the perfect car for this. Number one, I mean, obviously it's old and it looks like your grandma's old tank. But there are more things to it than that. Number one, it's a 5-seater with an optional 2 extra seats in the back. And that means I can take people along with me while I'm taking other cars to Gap City. Another great thing is that it's got a massive engine bay. I'm talking massive. So fitting an LS with a turbocharger and all the things that it needs, it's not gonna be too difficult. Also, it comes factory with a solid rear axle, which is not strong enough for the power we're gonna make, but it makes putting a new solid rear axle in it super, super easy. And last but not least, this thing, as it is, only weighs 2,800 pounds. So even once we put the LS in it, it's gonna be low 3,000 pound range. So not only is it gonna be making lots of power, it's gonna be light. Now, one of the coolest parts about this build is that it is brought to you by eBay Motors. That's right, we are gonna be building this entire car using parts off of eBay. The engine, the LS6, bought off eBay. The fabrication components, going to be bought off eBay. The turbo, the everything is gonna be purchased off eBay. This entire thing will be built using eBay. Now, I don't want you guys to think that that means we're gonna be using cheap parts, because we're not. eBay offers a bunch of really awesome high quality parts. We're gonna do this thing right, and we're gonna do it through eBay. Now that's obviously just such a huge milestone for the channel, getting such an awesome sponsor. So thank you to you guys for watching and just making that possible. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to drive it already, and I'm so excited for all the little details that are gonna be put into it to make it such a sweet sleeper. Now the only part that is staying on the car is the front suspension and the interior. So we have to get to work removing the rear axle, the engine, the trans, the cooling system, everything. So without any further ado, let's start building a 600 horsepower turbo LS Volvo sleeper. Oh, my ankle hurts. Oh, God. So the old Volvo engine is out. I know there's a name for these, but I don't remember what it is. The LS is definitely bigger, but it really isn't much bigger. And this thing is also really heavy for its size. When the Volvo was on the ground without this in it, the suspension sat so high. But that's awesome because that means this LS probably won't add much weight. We're waiting on some parts before we actually put the LS in, so we're gonna go ahead and work now on removing the axle. I think that's the first thing we're gonna do in this project, is put the new Ford 8.8 axle in there, and then everything else should go really quickly and really smoothly. So I got all of the bolts holding in the axle loose. I'm going to drop it down onto some blocks, crawl under there, and then take all the bolts out and just raise the car away from the axle. And I'm gonna sweep before I crawl around on the ground. I will say I'm pleasantly surprised with the way this is going. This certainly isn't a rust-free car, and I was a little worried some of these bolts were gonna be hard to get off, but everything came off really easily. And honestly, it's less rusty down here than it is on the outside. I mean, like, there's a little bit of rust on there, some surface rust and things, but the numerous oil leaks seem to have prevented the rust. All the big stuff removed. I'm gonna work on removing some of the smaller little things like this, panhard bar, shocks, spring mounts, all that crap. Just making room for the good stuff. Every brake caliper on this car has 2 brake lines. What? Well guys, all the old stinky stuff is out of the Volvo, and some parts have started to arrive from eBay. Double adjustable coilovers, turbo manifold, and a heater noise. Nice. Anyway, that went really smoothly. There is still some old stuff left over, like the wiring, but I don't want to touch any of that until we're starting to wire in the LS. I need to figure out what I need to keep to make all of the accessories work, while also being able to get rid of as much old junky wiring as I can. In the next episode, we're gonna be hunting for a Ford 8.8 axle, modifying that and installing it into the Volvo using some eBay parts. I'll see you guys in the next one, which is available on Patreon to watch right now. Thank you so much, and bye-bye. Oh, wait a second. Gingium hoodies and shirts are still available. We're running a short promo where if you buy a hoodie, you get a free sticker or pack of air fresheners. And if you buy a shirt, then you get a free sticker. Check it out, link in the description down below. Also, we need a name for this thing.